Episode 2 of Hard Knocks for the Chicago Bears dropped last night, and let me tell you, it was not on time. But it finally did happen, so let's talk about it, give you guys my reaction to that and more. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports All back at it with another video talking. As a matter of fact, here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit that subscribe button down below, people. What are you waiting for? The season is almost here. You're not going to want to miss out on daily Bears content. So let's get into it, people. So episode 2, as I mentioned, did drop. And there were a couple of things that I want to talk about that I thought were pretty interesting. But the first thing I want to start with is something that I'm kind of over at this point with regards to the episodes, all right? It's been only 2 episodes so far, but I'm over the whole Simone Biles, Jonathan Owens storyline. Like, it's great. It's fantastic. I'm happy for them. But, man, let's just keep it strictly to football. I want to just learn more about, the Bears players in terms of just what's going on with the scheme, what's going on with, insights in the locker room and that part of it instead of learning about their personal life. Again, more power to them. Happy for them. But enough with that storyline. I'm kind of over it. All right, so let's move forward to the first thing I want to talk about, or at least the second thing now. That was the first thing. The second thing, which was Keenan Allen versus Jalen Johnson. They showcased this sort of rivalry that has kind of brewed now since Keenan Allen's arrival here in Chicago. And folks, I got to tell you, man, Jalen Johnson, everybody knows he's a damn good cornerback. But for Keenan Allen, in the episode, he talked about how he hasn't had a catch on Jalen so far. Like, that was just so mind-blowing to see because Keenan is a savvy veteran in this league. He's been in the NFL forever now. And Jalen Johnson has not made life easy for them. And it kind of now makes sense why the Bears offense was struggling throughout the entire process in terms of training camp. It's because they have such great elite players, especially in the secondary and Jalen Johnson. So, yeah, man, my respect level for Jalen and the level of play he brings just went up because if you're giving trouble to a multi-year savvy veteran like Keenan Allen, yeah, you're a problem in this league, and a lot of receivers are going to have problems with Jalen Johnson because of how good he is going to be, and he's not going to allow a lot of catches. So I'm excited for the Bears secondary, man. Like, I think the Bears secondary is going to be one of the best. They have potential to be top 5. Honestly, folks, it's that good, the secondary, led by Jalen Johnson, who is an elite shutdown cornerback. So that was kind of the first thing that I saw that was kind of interesting. The next thing I want to point out is, man, the guys on the roster bubble are just so easy to root for. Specifically, 2 guys I want to point out, Austin Reed and Ian Wheeler, man. Let's start with Austin Reed. Like, just such a feel-good story with him. I know he's the 3rd-string quarterback here. Really 4th string, actually, behind Rippon and Bagent. But just seeing his parents root for him, come to every single game, just seeing the positive attitude that Austin has. I know he's probably not going to make the roster, but I keep him on the practice squad, man. The kid's about the right stuff. He's been playing pretty well as well. It's just so easy to root for him, right? Like, you just watch and you see, hey, he's a guy that's about the right stuff. He brings a positive attitude towards the locker room. Great family environment there. Again, his parents are awesome. Love seeing that, their support. So that was the first guy I wanted to point out. And the second guy, Ian Wheeler. I mean, I had no idea he deferred medical school acceptance in order to play football. And Ian Wheeler is a guy that I need to make this roster because he runs hard. Oh, man, does he run hard. And he had a couple of touchdowns in that preseason game. You love to see that. Again, he's another 4th stringer behind Herbert and behind Roshan. But he has a chance to make this roster, and I just love what this kid is about, right? Like, he also brings that positive attitude and just this grinder mentality that you need to have. And, again, he's a very smart guy since he got into medical school and deferred because he wants to chase his dream of playing football. But those 2 guys, folks, like, I'm rooting for them. I am rooting for them because they are about the right things. They're what you want to see in pretty much like all Chicago Bears players. So that was the other thing I want to point out. And then lastly, a couple of just interesting tidbits here, like Caleb learning about the refs. Like, that was kind of cool, folks. Like, they're telling him, hey, these are the refs that are going to be part of this game, and these are the tendencies you should look out for, etc., etc. And then Josh Allen at the end telling Caleb, hey, don't worry about the flag in the preseason, wait for the regular season and do that stuff. Like, all these things I didn't know about, I had no idea about. So that is what I like about Hard Knocks, is when they show us stuff that we didn't know about. So that was good. And then Velus Jones Jr., talking about him and kind of how they've used him as kind of a Swiss Army knife. So a lot of interesting tidbits in episode 2. I liked it. Another solid episode by HBO. Just make sure the next one's on time, people. But yeah, those were some of my favorite takeaways from this episode, man. Specifically, again, going back to Austin Reed and Ian Wheeler. That was awesome to see. Let me know what you guys liked about the episode. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.